So obviously it was a good result on Saturday, but it started off a bit of a negative note with Dane Moy's injury. Is there any update on that?
No, not yet. Dane will be away for a scan, and we'll see how he is after that. So yeah, it's but as I say, the players that come in have done really well. So we've got good strength and depth now, which is helping us as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that strength and depth. How good was it to welcome back the likes of Ewan and Ryan Mullen and Ben Wily as well?
Yeah, we've missed them. Even just in having that selection problem as well. You know, they are experienced players. They're big personalities as well. So to get them in amongst the dressing room and back on the pitch is a massive bonus for us.
Obviously become used to sort of 2 games in a week near the beginning and the middle of the season. Are the boys looking forward to getting back to that schedule with the game at the weekend and also the game at Parkhead on Tuesday night?
Yeah, it's been a great game schedule. We have thoroughly enjoyed the Lowland League. It's been a superb experience for us, and then obviously the Glasgow Cup games. So yeah, we've had a games programme that's benefited us in numerous occasions. So it's really positive for us.
You mentioned sort of the Lowland League. Are you happy to have been reinstated in it for next season again?
Yeah, absolutely. We've when you look at our average age is 17.2 years. Young players coming through. We've had 30 young players played in the games. We've had, I think it's 13, 16-year-olds. So first team players also that have played. So you can't argue with those stats. Those stats are phenomenal.
A couple of those 16-year-olds, Josh Deddy and Daniel Kelly, signing new contracts. Are you happy to see them sign? Do you believe they'll be pivotal players going into next season?
Yeah, they've got a big future at this club. I'm a believer, no matter what age you are, if you're good enough then you play, and you've seen that this season. We've brought in a lot of young players, and they've not let anyone down, so it gives us a little bit of a headache, but it's a good one for us.
And how much are you personally looking forward to getting the opportunity to lead the boys out at Celtic Park again?
Yeah, it's not about me, it's about everybody, the staff, the players, the fans. Really looking forward to the fans joining in, and they've been a great support, so that's a big benefit for us. So it'll be a great occasion, and we're looking forward to it.
Watching closely on Saturday with yourself and Dan, you mentioned the staff. You seem to work very close on decisions. You switched that back to three and stuff like that. How much have you enjoyed that experience of working with the backroom staff?
Yeah, got to be credit to the backroom staff. They've been phenomenal as well. They've been excellent. They are top people. They've come in. We've got a good group there, really all pulling for the one direction. It's not about them, it's not about the staff, it's about players, it's about individuals, it's about progressing individuals and developing individuals at this club, and that's what we've done throughout the years, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Ben Wily's played a large chunk of the weekend's game after being injured. He's a player that can create some goals in a decent game, so struggled to do that against the Rangers B side. And how exciting is it to have him back?
Yeah, he's obviously a top player. He's an international player. He's been out for a period of time. He's come back in. He's trained really well on the pitch. He'll be hungry. We've certainly missed that level of player. It's the same as I say, we want Una 2 and Ryan Mullen and other players that will come back in. So for them, it's an opportunity to showcase their talent, and for us, it's obviously a fantastic occasion for us to showcase the club B team in front of hopefully a big crowd.
And as Lewis mentioned, players like Daniel Kelly have signed a new contract with Celtic. Do you expect players like Kelly to take his stake in the B team for the end of the season?
Yeah, Daniel's already been. He's played, he came on as a sub in a game, like many other young players that we've had. As you said, I've said it's 17.2 is the age, the average age of this B team. So young players have come in through necessity because other players, senior players, have been injured, and they haven't let anyone down. That gives us a greater selection for next year. But it's up to them. They will start there under 18 players. And it's up to them to see that pathway. They'll get the opportunities. We've shown that this year, and as I say, if they do it on the pitch, then they'll get the opportunities to progress up to the B team.
What do you believe Celtic have got out of this Lowland League season? And do you believe players are getting better prepared for stepping into this first team environment?
There's no doubt. I think the testimony is, the evidence is, you see Joey Dawson, Owen Moffat, Dane Murray, Ben Doak playing in the first team and doing really well in the first team. Toby is up there training with Stevie Woods and the goalkeepers. The young players went up and trained with the first team this season. So they're great benefits, not only those benefits, but they're enormous benefits for us in terms of how we develop our young players.
The first team manager, Ange, always speaks about the importance of putting players out of their comfort zone, because that's where he believes you get the improvement. From your experience, is that something you agree with, and does playing at Celtic Park do that a little?
Yeah, most definitely. you know, when you have that challenge, and we've had that challenge this year, it's not been easy, and there's some of the games have been uncomfortable for us, but they get that development. There's no point in it being too easy for them. They really need to kind of push them as much as we can, whether it's on the training field, whether it's the level of opposition that we play. Playing out here at Celtic Park will be a great occasion. Again, it'll take them out of their comfort zone, because I think most of them haven't played there. They got a little bit of experience at playing at Ibrox, so I'm hopeful that they'll learn from that experience, and you'll see some good performances come Tuesday.
Yeah, and I was saying to you a minute ago that I've watched you a few times, and you do try and play quite a similar way to the first team. Inverted fullbacks, the short corners, taking throw-ins quickly. And he said that was something that came from Ange, or was filtered down from Ange. Are you able to tell us a wee bit of why Ange felt it was so important to have like a unified playing style throughout the age groups?
Well, we've always got the autonomy to play in a style. It's not that we must play with inverted fullbacks, etc. There is that autonomy, but we try to work as closely as we can to the first team, because ultimately we're hoping that a number of these young players, as has happened this season, come through next season as well. So to have that understanding of the style of play, the manner in which everyone plays, is beneficial, because when they get up there and they train with the first team, then it's not alien for them. They will understand. They will hopefully fit in. They won't seem out of place, and that's up to our job to develop them, so they understand their role within the team. Whether you're a full-back that plays in the pitch, whether you're a wide player that stays high and stays wide, whether you're a number 9 that just plays on the shoulder and plays in the offside, onside, where you're midfield players that play outside midfield organisations, and whether you're that we always constantly build at the back, look to progress rather than we just kick it long. So our players it's up to us to educate our players to make sure that they're on that pathway and they're on that education plan.
And just finally, you mentioned Wily a minute ago there. How talented a goalkeeper is he, and is there any obvious parts of his game you think he could really work on in the coming kind of years?
I think every player within the B team have got things that they can work on. That's the reason why they're the B, and you hopefully then they work in you work in that day to day, whether it's with Stevie Woods, whether it's with Colin Meldrum when he comes down. He's an England international. He plays under 19s with England. He's shown great maturity for someone so young. He's growing. He's getting up there, and the feedback is he's doing really well up there training with the first team. So I think he'll always improve. He's that type. He's a kind of zealot for working hard. So he's in a good pathway there now. He's in the right place just now, and we've got great hopes for Toby.
Right, Tommy. I know you along with many others, myself included, at a lot of the ladies game, and for it being a beautiful day in the sunshine on a Saturday, it just felt like a really enjoyable experience, and got the opportunity to speak to Fran and a couple of players after the game, and you could just tell they were absolutely buzzing and really enjoyed it. And as a fan, I really enjoyed it as well. I wasn't sure how much I was going to enjoy it, but it was just a brilliant experience. I assume you're hoping for much the same. The young lads will feel as good and as special about themselves, and get a connection with the fans next week. And what I'm hoping for both the ladies and for the Celtic B team is this is the start of something special with regards to the connection with the fans, and potentially getting a bit more game time at Celtic Park.
Yeah, you seen I really enjoyed the game the other week there at Celtic Park in the women's game, and you can see the kind of connection with the fans and the players, and it was a beautiful day, which was nice as well. Great experience for them, and they're doing really well, and we're all proud of the women's team, and also very supportive. So yeah, for our players, it's the same. We want to be the best. We want to be up there. We want to challenge ourselves. I've been in a situation where I've seen Robbie D score in the Glasgow Cup 2 years ago in the last minute here, 2-0 up at half time, 2 each, and then in the last minute he hits one at his right foot in the top corner, and it's an incredible celebration. Whether there's 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, the fans are always vociferous. They're always great at backing the players, and I'm almost certain our young players have got a real benefit and looking forward to the game on Tuesday with the kind of the support of the fans.
Good. The league looks incredibly tight, obviously for by top place, but looks really tight for that second place. So I assume that that's what we're really pushing for, isn't it? To try and get second place with 3 teams all competing for that place.
Yeah, we're always trying to do our best, but there's no promotion for us. The big picture for us is making sure that it's part of the development programme, and players improve and they get closer. And I know that the first team are really close in watching the games and watching young players, and we bring them in, and we've had 1 or 2 first team lads that have come back with the B team, so there's a good connection there. But it's ultimately about getting players and developing players into our first team.
That's it. I love the fact Andrew's shown his faith, and I think he's first 11 now. Almost everybody's new other than the captain, and of course he came through the ranks at Celtic as well. I just think it's a great role model for anybody who aspires to spend their most of their career at Celtic Park. It's great to see him being there and being comfortable and not at risk of leaving. What do you think Andrew's brought that feels different around the club? Obviously you're really close to it, and the fans can see what we see, but what do you think he's brought? And you've talked quite a bit there about tactics today, but in regards to his vision and his model, and what do you think's different with the arrival of Ange?
I mean, as you said there, there's a freshness. There's a lot of players now that haven't been here in the last couple of years, so there's a freshness there. I think there's a real strength and depth in the squad. I think there's a real togetherness. There's a strong work ethic, and they've got a fantastic captain. I know Callum. When I first came here, Callum is under 17s, so I've known him from that age all the way through. And he deserves everything he gets, because he's a top professional, not just on the pitch but off the pitch, and he's a great leader. But you can see that there's a real connection, there's a real strong squad there. Everybody's pulling for one another, and it's the same throughout the club. It's a fantastic club to be involved in. We've got a great track record of developing young players, and the manager's obviously shown his hand, and he's given 1 or 2 young players the opportunity to play this season from the B team, which is fantastic.